Experienced real estate agents, they can bring a wealth of experience and resources to the table. They can handle the negotiations, manage all the showings, negotiate the offers, and also help with the layers of paperwork. But do you really need a real estate agent to do all this nowadays? Well, in this video today, I will cover using a real estate agent versus selling your home for sale by owner, and if a real estate agent is still even relevant anymore. We will be discussing the pricing, the marketing of your property, the showings, negotiations, and all that paperwork that goes into a transaction to help you on your decision on who to use and what's the best option for you. Now, the last few years, let's face it, the housing market has been just red hot. Anyone could sell a home. All you had to do was stick a sign in the yard, put a tiny description and some photos on the MLS, and boom. Multiple offers, and usually that home sold in a day with bidding wars and over asking price. Now it's not that way, and just like back in the hot real estate years when many people jumped in to be real estate agents to get rich quick, many now are exiting the business. And yes, I'm sure I'll offend a few people today, but being a licensed agent and also being in the lending world, I've seen the cycles of this. Unfortunately, the part-time or the ones who got their license to help friends and family sell homes will soon be gone. Anyway, if you were considering selling your home, you were probably interviewing real estate agents, or I hope you're interviewing more than just one. Or some, you're out there thinking you can just sell the home yourself or sell it for sale by owner like we call it. Now, first off, if you are looking to hire a real estate agent, make sure they tell you and show you their experience with the markets through the ups and the downs. I have had real estate agents call me lately on my listings saying that they've never even seen a down market before, and that, my friends, is someone you do not want selling your home, especially in this market. Now, a good experienced agent has a solid, in-depth knowledge of the local market. They know how to price your home competitively to attract buyers to maximize your sales price. Normally, you would look back, let's say 90 days, 180 days to price a home, but in a slower market, that's not the case. So that's where an experienced agent will help you on pricing your home to get you the maximum price. Now, if you're selling for sale by owner, then you personally will have to gather that information on your own. Yes, you can go onto sites like Zillow and gather this information, but in this market, you're going to need much more than what that limited data they are supplying to you. If a home just sold for whatever price is showing on public data, it may not say seller concessions that the MLS would actually break down. And what I mean by the seller concessions, these are credits the seller gave to make the deal work for things like inspection items or interest rate buy downs, or now with the upcoming changes with the NAR settlement, the compensation paid, and those numbers, whatever they are, they need to be backed off the purchase price. So you need to keep that in mind when selling for sale by owner so you don't get expectations on a higher price you felt you were going to get, and then you're surprised later that it actually ended up at a lower price. Now, when it comes to listing your home, you need to leverage the power of the internet and social media. Now, a good real estate agent will have professional photos and videos taken of your property. And I have to say, one of the things I can't stand is to see an agent that takes pictures with their cell phone and post those on a listing with no videos and such, just to save money. And that is a big sign you hired the wrong agent. Now, back to marketing. The agent should post on the MLS along with all the syndications to get your home out to the masses. Now, of course, this can be done by anyone electing to even sell for sale by owner too. You can go on to, say, Zillow, claim your home, and update things from there. But also be sure to constantly post to the social media platforms as well. Now, I'm an old fossil in the business, and I've sold homes on my social media pages. So if you have the time, I strongly suggest you market your home on all platforms. Or if you're hiring an agent, be sure they can show you how effective their marketing strategies are. And if they can't do that, find another agent, as you do need an online presence more than ever in today's market. Now, when it comes to the showings, if you hire a real estate agent, they'll handle everything as far as keeping the scheduling, making sure the agent is a licensed agent showing your home. They'll provide the showing instructions, and they'll communicate the instructions to the other agents as well. And if you're selling for sale by owner and you're comfortable with strangers in your presence, then again, you're going to be okay. But just remember, there are plenty of what I call tire kickers that aren't even qualified. And a lot of people, they may just want to see what your home looks like in person with absolutely no intentions to buy. Now, that's where an experienced agent steps in. They can screen the potential buyers to make sure they show a pre-approval letter and that they are ready to buy, or at least they will waste that agent's time and not yours. Now, after you've listed your property for sale, whether with the real estate agent or for sale by owner, now comes the time for the negotiations. And by the way, if you need an experienced agent or you just have questions on selling for sale by owner, my contact link is below. I'd love to talk to you anytime about that or connect you with someone. Now, the negotiations is where the real estate agent earns their money. Obviously, first and foremost, a good experienced real estate agent should get you a good price and terms for your home. They should button up things like the dates and deadlines to assure things don't just linger on too long as well. Now, the most important is that dreaded inspection period. Also, they should have great connections when that buyer, and they always will, comes back to you with a list of items they want you as a seller to correct. Now, obviously, we usually focus on major items like the roof, the HVAC system, structural issues, and sewer lines. And if these items are an issue, a good agent should have one of each of these professionals on their contacts to help you out. I can't tell you how many thousands of dollars I've saved my sellers on, say, things like a sewer scope scam alone. And by the way, ask that agent that you are interviewing up front if they have good connections, like a roofer, to say, come out, look at that roof for free and make sure there aren't issues. And if structural is a concern, if they have anyone that can look at that ahead of time, as being proactive for the inspection is very, very important. Now, if you're selling your home for sale by owner, just be aware that the buyers will always ask for repairs. And I know many people will always say, you don't need to do anything at all. But on major items, unfortunately, you will need to repair these most of the time, as most buyers, they don't want to mess with this after closing. And if you're selling for sale by owner, also note that the sewer scope is a huge scam nowadays. Someone could use a sewer scope company that also does, say, their own repairs, and you do not want to accept that. You need to make sure that buyer uses a company that only does the scopes, and also that they use the correct cameras when they are doing these. Trust me, I've seen hundreds of these scopes, and a lot of companies, they're just out to rip people off. And my best advice is, if you're selling for sale by owner, is to have these major professionals lined up beforehand and don't scurry around after you're under contract. And again, a good agent that's very experienced will have a good connection to help you on those inspection items and get you through that process. Now that you're through the inspection process, now the dates and deadline phase of the contract begins. And if you hired a real estate agent, they will handle all of that paperwork, and they'll stay up on the deadlines, such as the title deadline, appraisal deadline, loan deadlines, and an important one nowadays, especially the homeowner's insurance deadline. These deadlines are most important, as buyers have these deadlines to terminate, so a good agent will button these dates up for you to assure a smooth closing and also that your home doesn't get tied up very long if there are potential issues with that buyer. Now, if you go for sale by owner, then things do change a bit, as you may just write up a contract with a purchase price, earnest money, and a close date and nothing else to just keep it simple. But from being in the lending world before, I want you to know that you'll want a few dates like an appraisal date to assure that appraiser gets out there in a timely manner, and having a date on the contract will keep them moving forward to do that. Some dates on there will at least keep the deal from delaying closing or keeping your home off the market for 30 days, only to find out that that buyer couldn't close. So I highly suggest having a few dates on your contract in these areas to keep things on track if you're selling for sale by owner. Real estate agents can offer market expertise, marketing, negotiation skills, and most of all, convenience for you, as they will handle everything. And if you decide to go for sale by owner, it'll obviously save you more money, but it will require a substantial amount of time, effort, and a solid understanding of the selling process. So whatever direction you decide, I hope I laid out some information of each side to help you. And please comment below if I had left anything out. And as always, my contact link is below if you need to connect about selling your home, either with an agent or for sale by owner, or if you need an agent out in your area as well. Also, please like and subscribe. It helps my channel, and we'll see you next time.